Hello and welcome to Mangatory96, and today we're going to talk about is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon? With the 4th season of the anime being around the corner, it is the perfect time to talk about this series, especially its protagonist, the guy who started out with a dream of amassing a harem in the dungeon. But after an unfortunate encounter with a minotaur and falling in love with his savior, this has changed. He may have given up on that dream, but the dream hasn't given up on him, as the things that he is doing are all leading him to achieving it, without him even realizing it. I'm of course talking about Bell Cranel. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Bell is. Bell Cranel is the captain of the Hestia family. After he leveled up to level 2, he received the alias Little Rookie. Following his level up to level 4, his alias was changed to Rabbitfoot. Bell is a kind, straightforward, brave yet shy boy who desires to be a hero like the ones he grew up reading about. He cares deeply for the people around him, especially his goddess Hestia and his familia. He considers them like family due to the death of his grandfather. After being rescued from a minotaur by Ice, he fell in love with her. However, after being ridiculed by a member of the Loki family about the incident and for how weak he was, not knowing that he was within earshot, Bell couldn't help out but acknowledge his words, though himself foolish for thinking that Ice would be with someone like him. He became determined to grow stronger so that he could be someone that could stand beside her. The initial incident also left him with a fear of minotaurs. His goal didn't start out pure, as he wanted to be an adventurer in hopes of picking up girls, even thinking of starting a harem. However, after his experience with Ice and Bette, Bell seems to have forgotten that dream in order to catch up to her and to become more like a hero. Although he does get embarrassed when others find out about his desire to be a hero, as most kids grew out of that dream by his age. Though it is a good trait, Bell is often scolded by people around him for his trusting nature. He was tricked out of his money by Naza and Lily multiple times before he found out. In the latter's case, Hestia warned him that she may be untrustworthy, nevertheless he still refused to abandon her. However, being the type to not hold a grudge, he easily forgave both of them. When a body was discovered in the 18th floor and Ryu was thought of to be the murderer, he continued held doubts despite mounting evidence seemingly pointing to her and wanted to believe in her. He is also a terrible liar. His inability to lie or keep a secret is often easily recognized by others. This inability is part of the reason why Hestia has not told him about the skill behind his extremely fast growth, knowing that he would be unable to keep it a secret for long. Conversely, it has been noted by Hestia that he has an extraordinary ability to read people. He recognized the loneliness in Lily to be similar to what he felt and was able to pick up on Lee's feelings throughout his facial expression fairly quickly. Though he gets flustered quite easily from time to time, especially around women, and can be appeared to be timid, Bell does possess a strong will. His feelings for Ice were strong enough to grant him a skill that highly accelerated his growth. His desire to be strong and stand next to her gave him the resolve to overcome his fear of minotaurs and defeat one while still only a level 1. He unknowingly went against Hermes' divine will and refused to kill Gross, choosing instead to believe in the dreams of the Xenos and risk death. When he set his mind to a goal, he puts all towards completing it. He is the only adventurer to endure Aina's strict lessons, and he persisted through Ice and Tion's harsh training in preparation for the war game against the Apollo Familia. He often acts based on his feelings, causing him to be caught up in trouble, such as when he decided to help Lily rescue Haruhime and protect Vina. However, such actions have also worked in his favor. His actions caused him to earn the affection of the aforementioned women as well as several others. He saved Mort Latro, who had kidnapped Hestia and attacked him from monsters, turning him from an enemy into an ally. His staunch support of the Xenos and his belief that they are worthy of being saved has made him extremely popular with them. His encounter with the Xenos deeply troubled him for a time. He was unsure if he could keep killing monsters, knowing that there were some that had the emotions and intelligence of people. With some advice from Fels, he decided to become a Hypercat. He would keep taking lives so that he could get stronger and protect others. Following his loss against Asterios and ascension to the level 4, Bell has become more calm and level-headed. Due to his goals now including creating a world that both people and Xenos could live in and defeating Asterios, his desire to be stronger has grown and he approaches adventures in the dungeon with more seriousness. As for his past, Bell was born as a result of the union of the members of the Zeus Familia and Meteria, who was part of the Hera Familia. Sometime after the defeat of the Zeus and Hera Familias against the one-eyed black dragon. Before dying, his mother gave him to Zeus so that he took care of him, who took him to raise him as his grandson in a rural village deep in the mountains. As he grew up, Bell heard and read many stories about heroes from his grandfather, forming his dream of aspiring to be a mighty one himself. In the past, he was almost killed by a goblin and was saved by his grandfather. After his grandfather's presumed death, he took it upon himself to leave the village, traveling to the land of Horario to fulfill his dreams. Upon his arrival in the city, he attempted to enter numerous familia but was rejected by each one. Hestia, a goddess unable to find members willing to join her familia, asked him if he'd like to become the first member of her familia. He gladly accepted and so started his new life, finally with the goddess's blessing. As for his relationship with Hestia, Bell met Hestia after spending a week in Horario, fruitlessly searching for a familia to join. He accepted her offer to become her first member and is extremely grateful to her, considering her a part of his family. He worked hard to help support her and bought her the hairband she currently wears as a gift. He cares for a great deal for Hestia and will do anything to protect her. He attempted to sacrifice himself by luring away a silverback that was chasing her. He immediately tried to rush to her aid when he found out that she was kidnapped by Mord and was adamant on rescuing her when Ares had taken her. When Luan Espel was trying to rile him up by insulting his party, he was able to maintain his cool with the help of his friends, where the moment he insulted Hestia, he immediately became angry and prepared to punch him before Velf intervened. Though he highly respects her and even seeing her as a woman a few times, Bell held the belief that mortals shouldn't have romantic relationships with gods. When he expressed his thoughts to his familia, he unintentionally hurt Hestia's feelings, causing her to run off. After being rescued from Ares and making up with Bell, Hestia realized that part of his belief stems from his own experience with loneliness after his grandfather died and the fact that mortals will die and be reborn into a blank state while gods are left behind. After Hestia said that she will always be by his side and will find him even after he is reborn, he tearfully stated he will always want to be with her, though he was not sure what to make of his own feelings. As for his relationship with Ice, Bell first met Ice when she saved him from a Minotaur. Because of that, Bell fell deeply in love with her and gained the skill Lyra's Freeze. Ever since then, he and Ice have had a friendly relationship, with Ice assisting Bell whenever he needed help, such as before the battle with the Minotaur and before the wargame with the Apollo Familia. He and Ice continue to have a positive relationship, as evident by the fact that she didn't hesitate to accept an invitation to dance, as well as constantly coming to his aid. During the Xenos arc, Ice and Bell fought, but were able to end things on a positive note after Bell requested that Ice join him again. When Freya tried to seduce him disguised as Rai during their date, an image of Ice appeared in his mind, after which he pushed her back and rejected her. When Ice, under Freya's charm, remembered her training and lap pillow with Bell, Bell was so happy that he cried and dropped to his knees, telling Ice that he was glad that he admired her and met her. As for his abilities, as a result of his SS and SSS states, Bell has grown to become an extremely powerful adventurer who might far surpasses his own level. As such, he is officially equal to level 5 even as a level 4 and can possibly put up a fight against a level 6. In turn, he has been able to clash with and defeat enemies above his level, like when he easily overwhelmed the most huge in Volume 12, a monster that Aisha believed would be difficult to defeat in spite of having been level boosted to level 5 and faced the Juggernaut born on the 27th floor. His speed in particular has been shown to be quite splendid, as he could match and sometimes vastly surpass his adversaries even when he was inferior in other aspects. While he is a talentless person, as it has been recognized by Ena and his grandfather, Bell has demonstrated to have an outstanding learning capabilities which allows him to quickly grasp any lesson taught to him and improve his skills at an astounding rate. Due to his rapid growth, Bell suffers from a lack of experience that led him to having below average fighting skills when compared to adventurers of the same level. However, he eventually managed to refine and hone his abilities thanks to ice and reduced tutelage. In the war game against Apple Familia, he proved to be a match for Haikyuus in terms of technique and tactics. During his training with Hayden, he passed from being utterly hopeless against the elf to cope with his assault, and Colt even managed to make a slight cut on his face when he remembered Ice's and reduced teachings, though Hayden was holding back at the time. Bell mainly employs a hit-and-run tactics coupled with a dual-wielding knife style to confront his opponents. His fighting style has a striking resemblance to Ice due to his training under her, as noted by Narvi. He has also proven to be versatile and possesses some skill to improvise, occasionally using different weapons or items at his disposal to deal with challenging opponents or some special abilities they may have. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Bell. And that'll be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.